Hello, my crafty friends. Today I'm sharing another card for the Fall and Winter 2020 Coffee Lovers Blog Hop, and I made a bridge card. I love how sturdy bridge cards stand for display, and they're really easy to put together. So just to go over a few details first, and then I do have a little tutorial for you on how I created this bridge card. So red cardstock from my stash, and the pattern paper is an older pattern paper pack called I Believe from My Mind's Eye. And this sweet little kitty cat in a teacup, that is from the new release at Your Next Stamp, Tea-riffic Holiday. It was lots of fun to color up, and there is a coordinating die also available. Now my card today is larger than an A2 bridge card. It is 6.5 inches across and 5 inches tall. And when you fold it down, and bridge cards collapse by folding down either side. And it fits in an A7 envelope or an envelope for a 5x7 card. So the stitched square and the stitched wavy circles, both of those are Your Next Stamp die sets, and the gumdrops are white sugar and sparkle gumdrops. And also the sweet coffee and tea border die is from Your Next Stamp. I picked it up this summer in anticipation of the blog hop, so I'm having fun using that. Meowie Christmas came from the same stamp set as the cute image. I colored everything with Ohuhu alcohol markers, and then the blue was just off. I did color swatch the markers, and I thought I had an okay blue, but when I got it here for filming, the blue was completely off. So I did go in with a Copic marker over top of the other alcohol marker, and that gave me the proper hue. It's a little deeper than I had wanted, but at least the colors don't clash now. A little bit of stickles on the Santa cap and the poinsettia flower center, and I also added some stickles around the outside of the sentiment there. When you turn it over, I just did a little bit of decorating on the other side because people will turn it over to look. This is where we can sign our name, another one of the borders, a couple of strips of cardstock, and mostly they were there because the red card base was not very heavy. It's probably the 65-pound that you get at Michael's, and I found that there was too much wobble in the sides for me. I like a sturdy card, so I did add an extra cardstock layer and then the pattern paper as well. Popped up the Have a Tea-riffic Holiday on a fishtail banner, popped it up with foam tape, and added another piece of blue pattern paper from the stash, and that was it for the card. So, the other thing about the card is when you're looking at it like this, it looks fine. But when you stand it for display, I didn't like that you could see this area underneath. And this has happened before when I've done a bridge card. So I added half of a vellum doily from Stampin' Up. And because I wanted that to stand out a little bit more than just what the vellum gave me, I went over it with a blending brush and dye ink. So bridge cards, as I said, are quite easy to make. Now, there's tutorials all over the place and measurements for A2 ones. I don't know who came up with the measurement for this 6.5 by 5 inch bridge card. My friend Betty had sent me one last year, I think, maybe the year before. Anyhow, I quite like the size, so I ended up just taking my measurements from hers. And when I have a card like that I'm going to make again, but not consistently. So if I don't make a bridge card again for a month, I'm not going to remember the sizes. So I always make kind of a prototype. So for this one, I just used some old cardstock from my stash, and you cut your card base 9 inches by 5 inches. Then you score them at 1 1/4, 2 1/2, 6 1/2, 7 3/4 inches. So that's all the scoring that you need, and that is your bridge card base. And then this first fold on the outer edge is a mountain fold, and the second fold is a valley fold. Same on the other side. The outer fold is a mountain fold, and the inner fold is a valley fold. So that's all you need to get your bridge card base. And then the piece that goes across on the bottom here is 6.5, and I chose 1 inch, but you can use whatever measurement you want. You can have it here, you can have it at the top, and then you could dangle things from it. It doesn't have to be like a strip as well. I recently did a slimline bridge card and used a piece of acetate with about a 2-inch wide fence. It was a Halloween themed card, so I had this purple fence sticker on acetate, and that's really cute. So you can think outside the box or outside the rectangle on the actual bridge piece itself. Now I did put glue dots here. I was going to flip it over and attach it on and show you how it's done, but I mean, it's easy enough to figure out. This end glues to this corner of the paper. You line up your corners. This end glues to that one, and there's your bridge card. So I do also make notes on the pattern paper. I tend to make my patterned paper panels about a 1/4 inch smaller. So if the inside here is 4 by 5, then my pattern paper layer is 3 3/4 by 4 3/4. And the side panels are 1 by 4 3/4, because if you remember, the score lines are 1 1/4 inch. So taking a 1/4 inch off of that gives you a 1 inch strip. So very easy measurements. And as I said, this does fold flat, fits into a 5 by 7 envelope. While I'm sure it will mail for a single stamp, whoever I'm sending it to, I will probably add a second stamp on it just to make sure it gets to its destination. If you enjoyed my video today, please give my card a thumbs up and subscribe to see more of my interactive cards. And that's it for me today.